For years, I blamed bad timing. I blamed my career. I blamed stress. But the truth was much simpler. The woman I loved asked me one question. "Do you see a future with me?" I told her, "I don't know." That answer ended the best relationship of my life, and I didn't realize what I'd lost until she was gone. My name is Noah. I met Emily when I was 27. She had the kind of smile that made every bad day feel a little lighter. Our first date lasted 6 hours. We talked until the restaurant closed. For the next 4 years, she became my best friend. She celebrated every promotion, comforted me through every setback. She never asked for expensive gifts or grand gestures. She only asked for honesty. Looking back, she deserved much more than I gave her. People assumed I was afraid of marriage. That wasn't exactly true. I was afraid of failing. My parents divorced after 20 years together. I watched two people who once loved each other become strangers. I promised myself I'd never make promises I couldn't keep. So, whenever Emily mentioned moving in together, I changed the subject. Whenever she talked about getting married someday, I joked about it. Whenever she asked where our relationship was heading, I always said, "Let's just enjoy what we have." She smiled, but each time, I could see a little disappointment in her eyes. One rainy Sunday afternoon, Emily invited me over. She looked nervous. She told me she had received a job offer in another state. It was her dream opportunity. Then she asked me a question. "If I stay, are we building a future together?" For the first time in years, I had no excuses left. I loved her. I knew I loved her. But fear spoke louder than love. I looked at the floor and quietly said, "I don't know." She nodded, not angrily, not dramatically, just sadly. She whispered, "Thank you for being honest." A week later, she accepted the job. For months, I convinced myself I'd made the right decision. No pressure, no commitment, no risk. Then the silence arrived. No good morning texts, no late night phone calls, no one asking how my day had been. That's when I realized something. The life I was protecting didn't feel like much of a life without her in it. 6 months later, I bought a plane ticket. I rehearsed everything I wanted to say. I was finally ready to commit, ready to stop running, ready to ask her for another chance. Emily agreed to meet me for coffee. She smiled when she saw me. The conversation felt familiar, comfortable for a moment. It almost felt like nothing had changed. Then I told her the truth. I admitted I had been scared. I told her I still loved her. I asked if we could start over. She reached across the table and held my hand. Then she quietly said, "I waited a long time to hear those words." She paused. But I couldn't wait forever. A few months earlier, she had gotten engaged. That day, I learned something I'll never forget. Love doesn't always disappear because people stop caring. Sometimes, it disappears because someone waited too long to show they cared. Fear convinced me I was protecting my heart. In reality, it only guaranteed that I'd lose the person who mattered most. I still think about Emily sometimes, not with regret alone, but with gratitude. She taught me that love isn't about waiting until you're completely certain. Sometimes, it's choosing someone despite your fears, because opportunities return, jobs return, money returns, but the right person doesn't always come back. Have you ever let someone go because you were afraid of commitment? If you had one more chance, what would you say? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Midnight Confessions for more emotional love stories and life lessons.